If you've got a garden and you're ready to upgrade your trellis or add new trellises, let me show you the steps to make that happen. So in Ellie Holcomb's garden here, we had used some tomato cages that we repurposed, and I turned into panel trellises we had right here along the fence. Let me show you what they look like. So this is what we're using last year. I just used whatever she had, and they worked okay for the season. We just spread these out and put them along the fence line. But this year we are ready to upgrade. So if you're ready to upgrade, or you just simply want to add trellises in the first place, once you've already got your plants in the garden, you got to follow these steps. So first step, we measured the entirety of the space where we're adding trellises. For this garden, we only had 4 panel trellises and quite a long garden space. So we simply counted the planks of the fence and then found the center of the garden. So we had about 30 cedar planks, so we found that this was right about center, so we knew we wanted to build the 4 trellises to either side. So wherever you're putting your trellises, add up the length of that space and then figure out how you're going to lay them out. Once you figured out the layout, go ahead and place your trellises there to see if you like the way that it's shaping up. For us, we just slid one of the panels into each of these sections, took a look from far away and said, that checks out. Then you want to clear the irrigation and anything that might be harmed when you're digging to place your trellis. So Ellie's got this nice drip spray system and it runs along the back of the bed, so I wanted to be sure I didn't hit any of that. I pulled it out of the garden space and then I started to dig. Now it just so happened that Ellie's son had this perfectly sized shovel. This is actually exactly what you want to do this kind of work. You don't need a really big tool. And I just started to shovel right down in a straight line, a trench for each and every trellis. I tried to go about a foot down to give myself plenty of room to wiggle and adjust and to get the trellises really nice and sunk in. When you're adding trellises later, you want to be sure they're really nicely buried, at least a foot down, so that when there's a windstorm, when something happens, they don't fall over whenever something comes weather-wise. And when they're full of tomatoes and cucumbers, you don't want them to fall over either. So we dug down about a foot, and then it was time to slide every trellis into place. This is when you want to take another step back and get someone to help you be sure that everything is lining up correctly, that you've got the right height on every single trellis, and then you're about done. So we backfilled the soil, put the irrigation back in place, floofed the plants a little bit, and what do they call it? Zhuzhed. We zhuzhed the plants a little bit, and now you'd never know that these trellises were not there from the very beginning. So that's the way that you add in trellises later in the season and protect your plants, protect your irrigation, and end up with a beautiful upgraded garden. Let me tell you, trellises, they make all the difference. This space went from looking to looking wow in about 30 or 45 minutes. So if you want to check out our trellises, we have tons to offer: arches, panels, and obelisks. You can find a link to shop our trellises right below this video. And if you want to see how I put together this trellis, you can watch this video right here to see how our panel trellises go together when they're shipped right to your doorstep. Thanks so much for watching. You can grab the Gardenary calendar for free right below this video, and I'll see ya in your trellises next time.